maybe somewhere in the government, somebody's covering up.
I think it's right on the money. And I'm going to refrain from making any 6-year hindsight statement.
Obvious that we're having a wonderful victory. We're speaking.
When we see a February 25th, 1997 New York Times article that reported that 2 newly declassified CIA reports show that the CIA provided the Army with detailed warnings more than 5 years ago that American soldiers may have been exposed to nerve gas when a unit demolished an Iraqi ammunition depot shortly after the Gulf War ended, then obviously questions are raised.
First, we discovered these reports were the direct result of our intensive investigation. They are pieces to the puzzle. I want to underline that we expect more such discoveries and more such revelations. We have a large team, over 100 people, exploring all of these documents, which are in the thousands, and we are committed to releasing them as we find them. At the Veterans Day address, the President said, and I quote, "I want to assure all of you."
I'm going to refrain from making any 6-year hindsight statement.
My bottom line is this. As stated in the just reference report that was released 2 days ago on page 2 but has received very little attention, it clearly states, quote, during the demolition operations and indeed throughout the entire period of U.S. occupation at Khamisiyah, there were no reports of verified chemical agent detections, nor were there reports of anyone, soldier or civilian, experiencing symptoms consistent with the exposure to a chemical agent. This has been my experience throughout the duration of Desert Storm. We never, ever had a single report, number one, of verified chemicals, and number two, of anyone ever showing any symptoms consistent with nerve agent poisoning. Once that was all done, then there was a very limited unmasking.
What, in your opinion, is the Gulf War illness? What is this syndrome?
My sense of logic just says, look, if we're talking about something where 1 milligram can cause a fatality, then certainly somewhere along the way, if this stuff had affected our troops, somebody would have come up with these symptoms, and they didn't. But I'm not dismissing it. It could still be there. You know, when you look at what those troops had put into their bodies, okay, before they went over there, they were vaccinated against yellow fever, typhus, typhoid, cholera. They got over there, many of them were vaccinated against anthrax, some of them were vaccinated against botulism. They were living out in the desert in a very bad environment with insects that were crawling all over them and biting them. As a result, they were using 100% DEET on their body. In addition to that, some of them, because they were worried about these insects, sent home and got flea collars that they put on their legs, you know, to keep the insects from crawling up their legs. And then you combine that with the air pollution that we had from the fires, and the fact that they were just in a foreign country in a foreign environment. I don't think it's beyond the realm of reason to say that, hey, you know, even the strongest constitution, when bombarded with all of this, might have shown a reaction of some sort or another.
Suffering on people who served honorably in that war.
We deployed to the Gulf large array of medical units on land and sea, backed up by a medical evacuation.